I will connect with the last two, rather three subjects of this festival, that is literature, art, and storytelling. In a story, you would always have the beginning, the middle, and the end. The beginning is where the suspense happens, the climax of it. I was very happy to watch a football match yesterday. And if the players are here, the boys who played in yesterday, it was a nail-biting finish. It was a knockout. I don't know if the boys are here who lost the match yesterday. I wouldn't say lost the match, who didn't make it. Are you here? Okay. So guys, well played. There is no winning and losing. I saw some of you crying. And that is what makes it all the more special. When you cry, you actually let out so much of your emotions, the passion that you have put into playing the game. And always there's going to be a next match. And this is not the first match. And I'm sure this is not the last match that you guys are going to be winning or losing. And that's part of life. My story also starts with a man who cried when he saw a building burn down. This was 1994 in Mumbai. And this gentleman, as you would call in Bengali Bodrolo, was a visionary, much ahead of his times. He had a vision that he wanted to tell the story of India, the stories of our culture, the stories of our history to children. And this vision came shattering down in 1994. I was very young then. I had just joined the company, that's Amar Chitra Katha. Uncle Pai, the gentleman I'm referring to, was in tears. That was the end for him, to see the office burned down and all that he had created way back in 1967 coming down to ashes. Now, like I said, this is the climax of the story. He didn't give up, neither did I. I had just joined the company. I was 6 months old in the company. I had given up my career in advertising, and we both cried that day. When they say that when it rains and when you cry, nobody notices your tears. And that is what I want to tell you guys about. Visions never shatter. Keep that vision going. Uncle Pai had that vision. When he was walking down the streets in New Delhi, he saw a quiz happening, and there was a quiz question which was asked to the children. It was a question which was related to the Indian history. Some of the kids didn't know that. They knew the Greek mythology very well. They answered that question. He was very disappointed. He came back to Bombay. He was working for a publishing house, the Times of India. And he made a decision that I have to make a comic book for children which is going to tell the stories of India. At that time, comics it was considered as not a very serious medium for children to read. Parents, teachers looked down upon maybe at that time as something which is very frivolous, something which is not very serious. That's the reason why I was referring to comics as literature also. Today, there is acceptance. We see comics as a very serious medium of communications. I will be talking to a lot of you children later on in my sessions. Why comics is a serious medium of education. Why comics are important. And that's the vision Uncle Pai had. His first comic came out in 1970, that was Krishna. And he went on to make a lot of comics over the years. Tinkle, which was another children's magazine you may know of, was started in 1980. These are the two products, I would say, the brainchild that Uncle Pai brought to this world, giving us stories, giving us this beautiful medium for us to understand what India is all about. So I stand here very proudly to propagate this vision of his. And I was very happy when Aditi ma'am invited me over. I had no idea about what this place is going to be about. I had to Google and find out what this school is. And I was surprised. The journey, of course, I was the one who missed the bus. I got into a wrong, so I was getting out of the airport and I got into the wrong vehicle. And the guy told me that it would take me 3 hours to reach. And then I was wondering, how far is this place? Thankfully, I was not very far out of the airport when we realized that I was in the wrong car. And I came back, otherwise I would not have been here today. So we do miss the bus, but we all make it up at the end of the day. I'm very happy to be here. I will be interacting with all of you students to share this vision. A vision this one gentleman so happily carried on his shoulders for years. Like I said, there's always a beginning, the climax and the end. The Amar Chitra Katha story doesn't have an end. It's a never-ending story. Today we tell the stories of India. We have covered everything, right from the visionaries, the brave hearts, the kings, the queens, the legends and the lords of India. But we also tell the stories from the tribal regions of India. You know how many freedom fighters do we have from the tribal regions? These are the stories that we have told in the Amar Chitra Katha. We have the folk tales from the popular places, but do we also have the tribal folk tales? And that is something that we have reached out and told about. We have spoken about the Paramit Chakra. We have spoken about the temples of India. We have spoken about everything that a child would want to know. And I'm sure you will all grow up reading books, reading comics, reading literature. And today, when I share my learnings with you, I'm sure it's just going to be the tip of the iceberg. I know there's a long journey ahead for you guys. Never give up and never stop dreaming. And it's good to cry once in a while because you know that is not the end of, and that is just the beginning of many, many things to come. Mr. Bai had this vision and he believed in it so strongly. And there was one song which I'm sure all of you would know. I'm not a very good singer, but I'm sure you will be able to sing after me. It is one of Rabindranath Tagore's. Yes. Jodi tore dakshune koi na re tora. Yes. So that was the song that he constantly sang. That was a song he believed in. That was a vision he had when no one accepted that, comics can tell a story, can tell something which is very beautiful. He went to schools and I'm sure he would be very happy to come here today and share that vision because that is what he believed in. So no matter where the school was, it was his vision to see that we spread this message of reading across India. So thank you so much for inviting me today and I wish all of you all the very best for this festival and I'm sure you will have a wonderful time with the music, the film and the literature that you are going to be witnessing over the days. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.